To me, more snow, I'm just gonna ignore it. It's like the ending of Return of the King. I just skip it and pretend that it doesn't exist. If you live in a place that experiences winter, can I just say, congratulations. You did that and you came out the other side stronger. You're a survivor. So I've decided that spring hath sprung. Even though the forecast says that there's still gonna be snow later in the week, ignoring that, fully ignoring that. So to celebrate spring officially being here, because I said so, I wanted to talk about some different things that I've been obsessed with lately, things that I want to do more of this spring season. So I've broken this down into some loose categories because if I don't have organization, then I will quickly unravel. We're gonna start with fashion and beauty, the bread and butter, if you will. I've been really into touches of lace and like delicate feminine details paired with masculine outfits. So maybe you're wearing like a suit or a jacket, a tie, a button-up, kind of more masculine leaning outfits, more structured silhouettes, things like that, but then you pair it with like a little lace detail sticking out the bottom, or maybe the shirt is this kind of like sheer lacy delicate top, but then you have this really structured jacket that you put on top of it, or like a leather jacket. The next thing that I have gone absolutely feral for are my new boots. I got these sky lace-up boots from Vagabond, and I had been eyeing these boots among several other types of boots for a while, and I really wanted something that was comfortable because I walk so much, and they had to be durable, but they had to be cute. Like, style needs to be present, but comfort also needs to be present. And somehow that's still like so hard to find in shoes these days. I'm like, you'd think we'd have it down by now. These honestly just check off every box. I was so pleasantly surprised, and I've been wearing them nonstop ever since. I absolutely love them. They're so comfortable. They're the perfect blend of modern, kind of futuristic, sci-fi looking, but also like Victorian vintage because they're laced up like from the toe all the way up. So I've been really loving pairing them with my more vintage looking items, some of my more feminine looking items. I think it brings in a really cool balance to those outfits. Another thing I've been getting back into now that my hair is a bit longer is braided hairdos, which today is not a good example because I didn't do anything with my hair, but I've been really liking putting just like 2 little braids in the front. I'm really impatient when it comes to styling my hair. That's kind of why I've been growing it back out. I thought for a while that I would keep it short. I kind of wanted like a short, androgynous, shaggy hairdo, but that takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of styling, at least for my type of hair. And I just didn't have it in me, honestly. I just couldn't be bothered. So I'm going back to the long elven do, and I'm excited. I want to grow it back down to my elbows, and then I'll probably cut it off and donate it again. That's what I did last time, like 3 years ago. But anyway, now that my hair is a bit longer, it's much easier for me to do more braided hairstyles. And like I said, I'm lazy, so I don't do them super often, but I want to find some more, slightly more intricate hairstyles that's not just like 2 pigtails or like my 2 little braids in the front. Something with a little more detail, a little more pizzazz, but isn't me spending an hour doing my hair. Another clothing item I've been obsessed with is barrel pants. I know that these are kind of controversial. I feel like people either love or hate them. I love them. I think it really just depends on how you wear them. I definitely feel more comfortable in like a wider leg pant, but sometimes I don't want that full flare wide ankle. I have bought a couple pairs that kind of regret buying. Like they're fine, but they're just really thick material and kind of stiff. And I don't think a stiff material works well with a barrel pant. I think they do best when it's a looser material. It flows a little bit more. I have a couple pair of jeans from Warp and Weft that I absolutely love. They fit so well. And then I have a pair of brown pants from Uniqlo that I also really love. They're a little bit oversized. The material is nice and thin, kind of flowy. There's just like movement to the pants, and I think that's really key for a barrel pant. Another beauty thing that I've been obsessed with lately is this scent called Nosferatu from Heretic Perfumes. I actually got this through my Scentbird subscription. Yes, I signed up to Scentbird a few months ago. I've gotten 3 samples, and then I was like, whoa, this is like a lot of perfume. I don't need this much. So Now I get them every 3 months or something. But my favorite one that I've gotten so far is Nosferatu. It's, oh, wait, let me get it. I actually didn't even put any on before filming. Oh, okay, that's better. How do I describe it? It smells like the morning after a rainstorm, if that makes sense. Like, it kind of smells like dirt. And I know that sounds so unappealing, but it's like dewy, wet grass and earth, but mixed with like perfuminess. I'll look up the scent notes and put them on screen because they'll probably be able to describe their own scent much better than I can. It smells so lovely and delicate. Maybe there's some like tea-like notes in there, but just earthiness, dewy earthiness is like the top notes that I personally get. Okay, lastly for this category, just like a general color palette that I've been really obsessed with lately, and it's kind of taking my winter color palette and just like updating it a tiny bit. All through the winter, I got much more into neutrals, just wearing a lot of black, wearing a lot of dark gray, dark brown, and I want to continue with that through spring, which sounds not springy, but I want to also pair it with like some lighter colors, some whites and creams, some lighter grays, silvers, and then like lighter earthy tones. But I made a whole Spring Visions Pinterest board. I'll link it below if you're interested. And I was finding that this color palette was very much present on this spring board that I made. And I was like, interesting. I feel like I've really discovered the color palette that I most enjoy deep down is, and I can continue to like sort of build off of it and like weave things in and out. As I change and grow throughout the years, like obviously we don't stay exactly the same throughout our whole lives, but I feel like generally our interests and our aesthetic tendencies remain in the same realm overall. Let's move on to the next category. This is lifestyle things, hobbies, activities, all of that good stuff. First and foremost is just saying yes to doing more things, planning things, inviting people out. Winter is a very reclusive time, my friends. And as soon as the weather got nicer this past week, I was like, who wants to party? Let's go. So yeah, just taking advantage of nicer weather, feeling good, being out. Not that I didn't do anything this winter. I feel like living in New York, it's like you just get used to the grind of weather being bad, it's raining, you have to walk, who cares? And I feel like there's just so much more city to see and experience. I've lived here for almost 4 years and it feels like just the tip of the iceberg. So kind of making more goals and maybe picking a couple new spots each week to go check out, or new things to do, a new museum to see, show to go to, whatever it is. Just being a bit more dedicated to like making that happen and actually planning it instead of just like adding it to my New York places to check out folder on Instagram and then never looking at it again. Now, one of my more reclusive activities this past winter was reading Wuthering Heights for the first time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was such an excellent story, very interesting and layered. Obviously, let's just not talk about the movie. I did enjoy the movie though, actually, but it was not even remotely Wuthering Heights. Anyway, all that to say, I stumbled across a few words that I didn't know in the book, as one does. And I'm always interested in like learning new vocabulary. I feel like having an expansive vocabulary is a really important tool to being able to articulate your ideas well. But I feel like I've never taken actual steps towards expanding my vocabulary in a way that's gonna stick. I'll usually look up the word, screenshot it, but then I'm like, it's not like I go through my screenshots and just like practice vocabulary. So I'm thinking of picking a few new words each week, writing them out, and honestly, like sticking them on the mirror, sticking them on the refrigerator, anywhere that I like go to every day and look at. I can see these words over and over and over, and hopefully that could help me memorize them and add them to my vocabulary toolbox, so to speak. Okay, the next thing I've been obsessed with is a new board that I made on Pinterest called Designspiration, new word of the day. When I was making my Spring Visions Pinterest board, I was coming across a lot of cool vintagey looking designs and fonts and things like that. And I was like, these need a new folder. These need a folder all of their own. So I made one, Design Inspiration. I'll link it below. I don't think I have too much in there yet, but everything in there is beautiful and I love it. The next thing is a little pretentious, so bear with me. I talked about this in another video, I think, but I've been really into drinking a little hot coffee. So like an espresso, a macchiato, cortado. But I have this goal of trying to stick with drinking a hot coffee even throughout the summer and just like pretending I'm in Italy. Now, am I gonna have an iced coffee once in a while? Heck yeah, I am. I'm not insane, but like generally speaking, especially the first coffee of the day, I think a little hot macchiato is like a perfect little wake up. And I don't know, there's just something about it that's really chic. Another thing I've been obsessed with doing lately is planning my birthday. Yes, my birthday is, in fact, on the first day of spring. I think when this video is coming out, actually. Wow. Happy birthday to me. If it's March 20th when this is posted, you better wish me a happy birthday in the comments. I'm doing a little upstate trip. I have some friends from faraway lands coming. I'm really, really excited. We're gonna go check out Kingston. I've never been to Kingston, New York. It's a little town upstate on the Hudson. So hopefully the weather's nice. It's gonna be very low key, but I'm also excited to like plan out the menu a little bit, have a little signature drink, come up with a fun playlist to have. Okay, and the last thing for this category, I wanted to just share some YouTubers that I've been really enjoying watching. I love watching YouTube. I don't just like making videos, I also really love watching videos. One of my favorite creators as of late is Big Book Lady, Lauren Louise. She talks about books, obviously, but she also talks about living in Winnipeg, home decor, style. She's really into different scents and perfumes and sharing those. I don't know, I just really like her style, and she has like a really calming energy, like the opposite of me. Got a lot of like different style inspiration from her, I guess. She also just got a new house and she's kind of been sharing some of the like home update, home renovation process, which I always love to see. Another YouTuber I love is Fiona Leah. She lives in Paris and she does a lot of like fashion, Paris content, vloggy style content. Honestly, I also really just love her Instagram and TikTok, her like pictures and short form stuff. I've been kind of studying French for a little while and I've been to Paris twice and I would love to go back. So right now I'm just like living vicariously through different creators like that. And lastly is this fashion creator, Adrienne Roux. She has such a fun, quirky, unique style. I get so much inspiration from her in terms of fashion. I like that she just kind of combines super vintagey stuff with like weird stuff and almost like circusy Victorian looking outfits. I don't know how to explain it, but it's really unique and very cool, and I like that she takes risks with her style. Okay, the last category is home decor, home things. I want to shout out my lace doily coasters because I got these things many moons ago at a little antique shop. I don't see too many other people doing this, not to be like, oh, I'm so unique and special. I just mean like, this is fun. This is a fun thing to do, and I think more people should do it. Getting a little lace doily as a coaster, and just like as a little detail, as a little accent piece. Another thing on my list here, and I've gushed about these already in a couple of videos, and I'm gonna continue to do it, so if you don't like it, silver trays, but also having the lace doily like underneath. I don't know why it brings me so much joy. It just does. And you should do more things that bring you joy. So I want more lace details around the home, and I want more silver trays and organizational pieces. Now, another thing I've been obsessed with that I've been on the hunt for is large art pieces. I think I'm over the gallery wall in the living room. I almost feel like it's a little dated. I think like a really nice larger art piece is more sophisticated than like a gallery wall. And I think a gallery wall is different than like a small cluster of framed art. I also think just the way that I've done my gallery wall, it's on a huge wall and it's just kind of clustered in the center. I think if I do those same art pieces all together on a smaller wall where they fill the whole space, it would look a lot better and more design forward. I don't know what the term is that I'm looking for, but finding a large art piece for a big wall that isn't going to overpower the space, isn't going to cost $1 trillion, and is something that I would really like for years and years to come is a pretty big ask. So this might take a while. All right, friends, the final thing on my list is a furniture piece that I've been on the hunt for, and that is a small folding table. As I've mentioned, I live in a small Brooklyn apartment. I don't have a dining table. I eat on the couch, like most people in this city. But now that the weather's getting nicer, I think it would be really nice to have a small table to like have coffee and breakfast at. Right over here is where I film my style videos. It's the only spot in the apartment that has good light and a blank wall. So I keep it kind of blank over there. There's no furniture, but I only film once a week, so I'm not actually using that corner much of the time. So I was thinking, what if I got a little small folding table? I can pull over my little vanity bench, and then I have a nice place to sit by the window and like have my morning coffee, let the sun shine in. I think that would be so much nicer than like sitting on my couch over here, being in the dark corner of the apartment. All right, I feel like I've been yapping for 10 hours straight. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. And you know, if you want to find me on other parts of the internet, you can always find me lurking on Instagram, TikTok. I have music on all major music platforms, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!